Hi guys, welcome back to the second to last ranking video from last year, for my last year's Empties. Today we have pretty much every single makeup product that isn't mascara or eyeshadow, because I don't really have that. Well, no, actually I'm gonna mention that. But that's kind of, it's gonna be kind of everything, and I'm gonna divide it by categories. But since I have like, I don't know, like one primer or two primers, it wouldn't really make sense to create like a separate video about that. So yeah, this is gonna be a longer one, but I just decided to do it this way. And hopefully you'll be okay with that. So these are all the empty and decluttered products from last year that I, at any point during last year, decided to either declutter from my collection or it's been used up. And yeah, we're gonna go by categories, and I'm gonna rank these products from worst to best, and I'm gonna give you some kind of a little review and reasons why I would maybe repurchase it or why I would never purchase it again. So that's kind of out of the way. In case you're new here, hi, my name is Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadows, I love panning, I love just trying many different things. And this is, I think, 5th or 6th video in this series. I'm gonna link the entire playlist from last year's Empties. We're gonna start in the order that I do my makeup, which is always I start with brows. And we're gonna start with like brow pencils, pomades, like everything that isn't gel, essentially. So let me see. There's gonna be a couple. Oh my god. Okay, so the worst one, which I've only used like 5 times and then I decided to declutter because it's horrible, is the Rimmel Wonderlust Brow Tint for Days. This one is so bad because, first of all, this part doesn't work at all, like neither one of these sides. And then the applicator itself, it's like, it's too jelly and thick to draw the individual lashes, but it's also too jelly and thick to like just fill out the brow shape, and it has this weird spongy applicator, and it's just horrible, and it doesn't really, it just leaves like a weird crust. So yeah, this one is absolutely horrible, and I can't stand that. Then what am I gonna put at the next one? I think it's gonna be this one from Maybelline. It's the Tattoo Brow Pomade. I had it in the shade Taupe. And this one, I think my main issue with that, I don't know how many grams there is in this, but it's like a pretty big product. And even though I do have quite a bit of brow, and I've used it for forever, I think it took me like 2 years of usage, there's still product in there because there's so much product, and the gel or like the pomade, it will dry up eventually. So now it's kind of like crusty, like a dried up clay type of texture, and I would use that every single day. And I obviously like now my brows are a bit more like natural looking, or like, you know, like that soft fluffy look. But back when I was using this, I was really doing like a full-on brows because I do have a lot of brow hair. So yeah, and I still wasn't able to use it up. So for me, like, it's just too big. Like, this could have been half the size and it still would last you for like more than a year, and at least you would actually like use it up. So yeah, that one, like, I just feel like it's unnecessarily big for no reason, unless you have like 11 brows on your face. This is really not that important. This is really not needed. Then I have this Essence blonde pencil. I have no clue how this is called because obviously like it's all gone and it doesn't say on the code here, but it's from Essence. It's just a brow pencil in the shade 04 blonde. And this one, I mean, it's an okay pencil, but first of all, it was slightly shorter than other sharpenable pencils are, and I also feel like it really went far. Like the formula was quite soft. Like sometimes you have like a really dense pigmented pencil, but this one was very soft. So it went pretty fast from what I remember. What I do like is that it's kind of soft. So like if you really want soft brows, you're not really gonna go overboard with this too quickly. So that's like a good thing. Then second best, I actually have two because I bought one separately and one was in a brow set with a gel, and this one is the Sheglam Brows on Demand 2-in-1 brow pencil. Mine is, I think it's called Brown, the shade. It doesn't say on the packaging, but I think it was called Brown. And it has one of the sides is retractable pencil, which is actually really nice and super thin, but there's not much of it. Honestly, like you will go, I don't know, I'm trying to show you when I know it's finished, but what I really like, the other side has this calligraphy brush. Like it's these bristles that create a brush, so like I mean maybe you'll be able to see that, like you can really bend it nicely, and it's kind of like a soft formula. It's really nice. I do enjoy it. It won't last you too long, and what I don't like about these products in general is that you never know how much you have. With the retractable pencil, you know that you have approximately like this much of product, and it is super thin, so like it's very little product. But with the pencil, with the calligraphy brush, you have no clue when it's gonna run out. So, and it didn't really last all that long. Like I can't remember the amount of uses this took. I will link also my Empties playlist because every single month, or sometimes I skip a month if I don't have too many products from that month, and I'll like kind of add it to the next month. But every single month I fill my Empties for that month, so I will just link that, and you can. I usually the thumbnail has a picture of all of the products that I've used up, so it will be really easy to find a video that has this inside, and you can check it, and there will be the statistics for that. But like it's not a bad product, and obviously it was super cheap since it's from Sheglam, but it's just, yeah, I would kind of wish for better quality. I just wish for a bit more uses out of that. And then I guess number one, because it's the, I think it was a nice middle ground. It lasted for a really long time. It was pretty easy to use. It was a pretty nice shade that I was able to use even when I like colored my hair, and it didn't took too much space in my collection. Is this Brow This Way, I think, from Rimmel. This is in the shade medium brown, and God, how is this called? I can't even. You have like this little applicator here with the liner part and then the brush part, and then you get kind of like a gel or like a light pomade, and then a shadow or like a powder, right? The way that I would use it, if you want like a really soft brow, you will just use the powder. But what I would usually do is with this small angled brush, I would start with the jelly part and just kind of sketch out the shapes and the like inner part, like the inner brows. I just kind of sketch them out, and then to kind of like set it pretty much, and maybe like add a little bit of dimension, I would use the powder, and then I would just use like a brow glue or brow gel. This one was really nice. The shade medium brown is really nice for me. Now I have colored hair, but I have like used to be blonde, now it's slightly brown and a bit gray as well. You know, like that kind of weird brown that you get after being blonde as a kid. So this one I think was really nice. It lasted forever. So I would definitely recommend this one. I feel like it's the best from the bunch, and I wouldn't mind purchasing this one again. I feel like it's, first of all, it's really easy to see how much you have left, so you know if you need to buy another one. That's what I kind of hate, because I'm not gonna have like 11 pencils around just in case one runs out. Like, that's just not how I wanna work. And I just really enjoy the fact that I can see what I have in this. So that's why I like either sharpenable pencils or these pots or like pans for brows. Then we have brow gels, and I have 1, 2, 3, and I think that's everything, right? I don't think there should be more than that. So 3 brow gels. I think the worst one is this Sheglam Striking Brow Gel. It doesn't do too much. I do like the applicator. It's kind of like a mascara, just slightly smaller. This one is again the shade like brown or something. No, Taupe. Taupe is the shade, sorry. Taupe for the pencils as well. But it's just like very basic. It doesn't really do much. It makes them very fluffy, but it doesn't really have too much hold. So, yeah. What has a lot more hold, and I do actually prefer the applicator, it is Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara with Filling Fibers, and this one is in the shade 5 Chocolatey Brows. Oh my god, open. And this is how it looks like. It has the regular applicator. Didn't I have another one? Or maybe it was from the year before, I don't know. But yeah, this one, it's pretty nice. Like, I wouldn't mind repurchasing this because I think for the price, it's a really good brow gel. And it's kind of comparable to I think it's from a Rimmel. They had a really nice brow gel that's kind of in a similar packaging, and like it looks very similar to this, just from, I think it's from Rimmel. Yeah, I don't think it was from Maybelline, and it definitely wasn't from the other drugstore brands. So, well, if it's not Rimmel, then it's Maybelline, but I am fairly sure it's from Rimmel. So yeah, and this one is way cheaper, and I feel like it kind of does the same thing, at least for the most part. And then I guess the best one is the NYX the brow glue. This one is like the mine is dirty because I was using it after using the pomade or stuff, but this one is the clear one, and this one has a really nice hold. It really sets them. So if you have, especially since I have like pretty long brows, I try to make them go like this way, because if I would brush them up, it's gonna be like over here, which I don't really want to have. But it has a really precise applicator. Maybe you will be able to see that. And it just works really nicely. And I would definitely repurchase this one because I feel like it really gives you a nice hold. So I do like this one. Then I always do eyeshadows, so we need primers first. And eyeshadow primers, I think there's only one, right? There shouldn't be more than that. Huh. No, it's only that one. So, more than a year, well, yeah, almost 2 years, I've been using this Beauty Bay eyeshadow primer. And mine is, it's not the translucent one or like white one or whatever. It's the lightest beige or skin toned shade. It took me forever, but it's a really nice one. It's kind of like a concealer, but it creates a soft satiny veil on your skin that is slightly tacky to like really make the eyeshadows pigmented. It has this kind of concealer applicator. And what I really like about this, it has a pigment, so it covers up redness on your eyes. You can use it for cut crease. It really smooths out your eye area. It covers every single like fold and everything. It doesn't crease, and it makes your eyeshadows not crease. And it really brings out the pigment because it cancels out everything that's on your lids. The pigment can really shine, and I like that it's not too warm or cool toned in the coloring, so that it shows true colors, but it's not white either. So I really love this. Even though it took me like almost 2 years or maybe even 2 years to use this up, I am kind of thinking about repurchasing it. I want to try the Sigma, like the pencil, like a jumbo pencil type of, how is it called? I know it's eyeshadow primer from Sigma, but it has that like jumbo pencil type of shape. I want to try that one. And if that one's gonna be incredible and like 1,000 times better than this, I might just try this Sigma. But if I will find that it's not like a million times better, I am gonna repurchase this one because it was just, maybe it's just the fact that I've used it for so long, but I just really like it. I thought that my favorite primer is the NARS primer, but after I tried this, like I just kind of, I feel like it gives me exactly what the NARS did with less price, and this one is colored because the NARS one that I had was translucent. So this one is gorgeous. And then I have glitter primer. I've only used this NYX one. This one is the NYX glitter primer base brilliance. I've actually used up 2. I don't have the second one because I just felt like there's no point in keeping 2, but I've used up 2 and I always use this one. If you know any wonderful glitter primer or like shimmer primer, let me know. But usually if I find some, it's like indie brand or it's brand that isn't in Czech Republic, and I'm not gonna like pay customs for a primer. That's just kind of not happening. So that's the only primers. Then I do eyeshadows. I've only been able to use up 1 eyeshadow, but I have a full-on video about that, so I will link that down below. I've been able to use up the Earth palette by Oden's Eye. I'm still using this packaging because I've repressed my green shades from the Merry Christmas palette by Oden's Eye, which is actually what I'm wearing today. So every single shade that is currently in this palette, except this middle one, is from the Merry Christmas palette by Oden's Eye, and I'm wearing all of them except this central one. So yeah, I've used that to have like a, because I had very little product in the Merry Christmas. This one has a really small pants and it's very easy to obviously carry, and I just know if I need green, I can just carry this and it's super easy. So that's what I'm wearing today, in case you're interested. And I've been able to use that one up, and statistics, all the numbers are gonna be linked in the video because that would take forever to go through that. If you just want to know, let me try to find the spreadsheet. If you just want to know how many uses were there in total, it took me 60 uses to completely use it up. But when I first tried it, it was already used. A friend that gave it to me already used it a couple times. Like, it didn't really look used too much, so if she used it like, I don't know, 10 times max. So that's that. And those pants have very little product. I think you're getting like less than 1 gram. Yeah, you have 6 grams of product, and there's 5 pants, but like this one is kind of like a double pan. So yeah, you have 1 gram of product, which is not that much actually. It's pretty shallow. So that's that. Then I would do mascara, which I've made a video just about mascaras because I had like, I don't know, 12 mascaras, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can see like 9 or 10, and I'm pretty sure there's some hidden. So it was, I think it was like 12 or 13. So that one, I will link it down below and in the little card. Then I'm gonna do pencils. So for like the waterline, because that's my next step. None of these is used up. I just had to declutter them. So I have the Colourpop cream gel liner in the shade Peach Fuzz. This one is the worst of them because I've only had it for like a little bit over a year and it dried up. There's still product in there. There's like half of the product in there, but it is completely dry, and every single time I try to use it, it either doesn't transfer any pigment, like literally it's so dry that it doesn't transfer pigment, or it will just crack. And yeah, that one is horrible. Then second worst is gonna be the Somana gel liner from Oden's Eye in the shade 2, I believe. Is it 2? Yes, 2. This orange one. For some reason, from all of the shades that I have, the orange one became super dry and it kind of shriveled in the like 2 years that I've had it. Similar problem is happening with the yellow one, but it's actually gonna be in my January and February empties because I don't have that many empties for January, so I'm gonna do 2 months all at once. But yeah, this one completely dried up. Like there's still product, but it is dry, like so dry, and there's already like 7 pieces in there because it just keeps breaking apart. Then number 3 is the Kyle from She. This one is German drugstore brand. It's this periwinkle shimmery one, and it barely has a pigment. Like when I swatch it, it kind of looks like it has a pigment, but it doesn't show up in your waterline at all. It's just like slightly sparkly if you really go like super close and you're flashing light into it. Otherwise you can't see it at all. So that one I decluttered because I have better ones. I don't really usually enjoy these metallic and sparkly ones because they usually don't have pigment. Then I have this Essence Kyle pencil, and this one is white one. And I still have some product left, but this one doesn't really have too much pigment again. It's not the best one. Even from drugstore, this one is just not that great. And it doesn't really last in my waterline too long. Like eventually after a couple hours, you can't really see the white. And all of my other pencils that I have, they can last the entire day without smudging and without losing a pigment. Or like maybe they look slightly lighter, but you can still very clearly see what color it is. This one doesn't really stay on too much. And then I guess the best one is just that I bought the entire Salmone set when the Salmone palette came out. This one is the shade 12 from the Salmone gel liner collection from Oden's Eye. And this one is a shimmery brown. I never wear brown waterline pencils because I barely wear brown eyeshadows. And if I do wear brown eyeshadows, I want the waterline to pop. So I would do like yellow or orange or green or something neon or white or just something fun. So I would never use this one. And this one is also shimmery, so it barely shows up. Like this one does show up, but just those shimmery ones aren't all that visible. So yeah, it's kind of like a coffee with gold sparkles. So it's actually like, the idea of it is pretty nice, but I just don't really use it. And I was kind of thinking maybe using it as like the little like winged liner. I have hooded eyes, so generally speaking, pencils aren't very friendly to me when it comes to this way of using. And this one, the formula doesn't really allow it. If I'm gonna use a pencil to create a how's it called, the winged liner, I need something super glidey and super soft and very almost like jelly like. This one is too thick and dense, so for me it just creates skipping and I can't do line with that. Then I have eyeliners. So there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the worst one is gonna be this Sheglam Winged Waterproof Liner Duo. This one has like one side is a stamp and one side is how do you call those? Marker. Where's the stencil? This one. The stencil, it's, first of all, the end is really easy to destroy. Like even though I would just stamp it, I can't really zoom you in there. Can I? Maybe you can see it's bended, and like I only do like this. I don't know how it bended like that, and it's just a really weird shape. And then this is jumbo. Like the actual marker is so big and it doesn't want to stick. Like you either do it all in one swipe and you can only pretty much use it on a clean eye. Like you can't have eyeshadow there, because otherwise it's gonna create skipping, and if you try to go over it, it will just take out the product underneath and disturb everything and creates a mess. It's so hard to use, and I can't do eyeliner in one swipe. I always need to, like, because my eyes are hooded and they're both hooded different ways, and the outer corners are both in different areas and they droop differently. I just can't do like this. Like it's gonna be like, you know, like it just can't work that way. Also, this eye, the bone kind of really goes like this, but this eye, if I'm gonna follow the bone, I have to start underneath the eye. So it will go like this, and then the other one will go like this. So this one would go from the outer corner, and this one will go underneath the lower lash part, like under this line, pretty much. Which obviously looks really weird. So yeah, I can't do it like that, and this one is just horrible for anyone with hooded eyes. I feel like this one is horrible for anyone, period. But yeah, I only use that like maybe 10 times. I really try to use it, but it just doesn't work. Yeah, I used it 9 times. Now I'm seeing it in the spreadsheet. Impossible to use. Then another horrible one was the ColourPop. These are all products that I haven't finished, and they're pretty bad. This one is the ColourPop Graphix ink liner, and this one is in the shade Major Inspo. It's like a pinky corally one. It's too liquidy. The applicator is not the best, but I could work with that. And this one, kind of like the first brow product that I've showed you in this video. And it's just so liquidy. It barely has any pigment. It's really hard to layer. And it takes forever to dry up. So you like have to really keep your eyes open and stretched so that it doesn't smudge. And it still smudges anyways. So this one is just really bad. I just really don't like that one. Then which one of these is worse? Well, I was able to use this one a couple times. So yeah, this one's gonna be worse. It's the ColourPop Liquid Liner Pencil, the liner. This one is a red one, I think. I also had the black, I think. But yeah, this one, again, like, it skips a lot. It doesn't like to draw over eyeshadow, and it's really hard to keep the line clean. It does dry up really fast, so you have to do like one swipe, wait, and then other swipe. And like, if you have to go over a couple times, it would take me 3 hours, because I would have to wait 5 minutes every single time in each of these strokes. So it's just not a good one. And also, again, it's like not that pigmented. It might look pigmented when I swatch it, but if you already have any kind of look, even like a pastel pink, it doesn't show up too much, honestly. So I would rather just use a water activated liner. Then I have the is this Rimmel? Not sure. Yeah, Rimmel Wonder Swipe 2-in-1 liner to shadow. This one, and this one is in the shade Kaching. That's the only thing I remember that it's called like that. It's a metallic green. This one is gorgeous. I got that from my sister 2 Christmas ago. And this one is nice. The applicator is a little finicky, but you can learn how to use it. And this one actually shows up pretty nicely. It does dry up pretty fast because it's one of those formulas, and you do have to really practice to get like the straight line, because the applicator is kind of flimsy at the end. But it's really really pinched at the end, so like you can do really sharp line. I do like the packaging. I do like the way it's structured. I feel like it's very user-friendly to use it, and it's really nice to hold, unlike some of the other ones. And yeah, it does show up. It's not the best thing, but I have used that one quite a bit before I decided that I no longer need it, because it was kind of starting to dry up. But I've used it for a really long time. And then I have the L'Oreal Gel Intenza eyeliner in the shade Pure Black. This one is a potted gel liner, kind of like a pomade. I do like that this one is a lot smaller than the brow pomade from Maybelline, because it takes forever to use this up. I was able to hit a pan on this one. I've used this 52 times before I was able to hit pan. Or maybe 50 times, because I think I've used it a couple times after that. But obviously I've already had it for like 2 years. It's a really nice dark black, but it does have a bit of shine. If you like a deep matte void like black, it's not like that. It is a gel, so it will shine a bit. But with the red brush, if you have like a really small brush, it is so precise, and you really like, I loved my eyeliners every single time I've used this one, because it's, you pick the brush that you like to use with this. So whatever brush works for your shape and texture and structure of your eyes, this will work with that, and it just really glides wonderfully. So if you have hooded eyes, I would recommend this one, because it really glides nicely and it doesn't create any skipping or anything. So this one is the best, and I would repurchase it, but it takes a bit of space. Like, it's not too big. You can see, like, this is one of the knuckles, so you can see that's like one knuckle of slightly bigger than a knuckle. Yeah, like it's like a thumb knuckle sized, so it's not too big, but it will still last you for a really long time. But if you wear eyeliner every single day and you like black eyeliner, this one will last you a nice amount of time, and you will get a lot of uses out of this. Then after that, I do a concealer. Do I have only one concealer? Please tell me I only have one. Yes, it took me forever, but I've used the Essence Multitask Concealer. I've had the shade 10 Peachy Ivory. This one is one of those clickable, so you spin it here, it clicks, and some of the product will get distributed throughout this brush that you can just apply with. I never applied with the, like, I just dot it, but then I apply and blend it with my fingers. This one is a wonderful formula. The product inside is incredible, but the packaging is shit. It is, I think after like 5 or 6 uses, the packaging kind of broke, so every couple of uses I would have to completely reassemble and assemble so that it works, because it's just like really finicky packaging. But the applicator inside is wonderful. You don't have to set it. I have like combination skin, slightly drier on the eye, under eye area, but still pretty sweaty. And you would just use it. It's a bit thicker formula, but it's very skin looking. So I would just dot it slightly. It has a nice coverage, but it's not too cakey, and it sets itself. You don't have to set it with anything. At least I never had that problem. It doesn't go into your lines or anything. It lasts all day wonderfully. And I don't even know how much I've used this one. 113 times. And I mean, it's Essence, it's very inexpensive, and 113 times, that's a lot. It's like almost half a year worth of using. It's like third of the year, so that one is really good. I do really enjoy that. It's one of the best concealers I've ever tried. It's not the best, but it's one of the best. I think the only better one is the Maybelline Superstay and the Rimmel Last Ingredients. I think these are the only two that I've tried that were better than this. But they're also a lot more expensive than that. Then after concealer, well, technically before concealer, if I will wear foundation, but I usually don't. But if I will wear foundation, I have two primers. One is used up, one isn't. This one is used up. It's the Essence Prime Studio Hydrating Skin Refreshing Primer with coconut water and hyaluronic acid. This one is a wonderful moisturizer. Like, it's truly great moisturizer. I would wear that in a heartbeat. But for me, it's a bit too hydrating. So if I already have something on my face, which I will always wear sunscreen on my face, I feel like this is too much hydration for me, but it's wonderful for like the dry areas that I have. This one I would definitely recommend for people that are more dry skin, and it's great. And then I have the Catrice Prime and Fine Anti-Red Primer, No More Red, Soothing with Hemp Oil. I only use this couple times because I don't really like hemp products. It doesn't really work too well for me, and I just don't really need it. And I also feel like foundation on this looks worse for me because it's just, there's something slippery on this one that kind of makes my foundation move. So I don't really like that. Then I have one, not a foundation, but a BB cream, and this is the Under 20 Anti-Acne Mattifying BB Cream. With like the antibacterial properties, and it has the sea algae and hyaluronic acid, and I had it in the shade 2 natural. This one is quite a nice BB cream. It is pretty thick formula and quite pigmented, but it blends really nicely into your skin. It kind of sets itself for the most part. You still feel it slightly, but it mostly sets itself. I've had that for like a year and a half, I think, maybe 2 years, but I think it was a year and a half. And I've only used it a couple of times because I'm not big into foundations and BB creams. I just like to let my skin breathe. And this one I had to declutter because it went bad. Like the last time I tried it, it just didn't look good at all. It was separating, it was weird, and it kind of smells really weird, and it also oxidizes like crazy, which it didn't used to do. So I had to get rid of that one. Then I do blush. So I have 1, 2, kind of, three blushes. So the best one I think is the, no, sorry, the worst one. We're gonna start with the worst one. I have the Colourpop Super Shock Matte Cheek in the shade Doozy. This one wasn't bad the first couple months, but once I hit pan and it kind of like gathers all around the edges, it started to dry a bit, so I decided to take the pan out and depot that and you know, like repress that, and then it completely hard panned and kind of created this like hard clay texture, and I wasn't able to use it, and it started to crumble. So this formula really doesn't like you doing anything with it, but if you have most of the product in the center gone, it's just so hard to pick it on the brush. Like literally it became so hard penny and not good. And I've only had this problem with like Super Shock blush, Super Shock eyeshadows and the jelly shadows from Colourpop, that they dry up like crazy, but these matte blushes apparently do that too, from what I've heard from people. So yeah, I've only used it, I don't know how many times. I think I don't have that statistics anymore, but I'm sure I've mentioned that in one of the monthly empties. Then another product is the Sheglam Color Bloom Day Glow Liquid Blush in the shade Float. It's an orange blush. It's one of those stampy ones. It's not a bad product. It's very soft, very glowy, very, well, not very glowy, but it looks very naturally glowy. And it's a nice, soft, not too pigmented product. But first of all, I don't want to support Sheglam anymore. I never really wanted to support them too much, but I just wanted to see what the hype is about. And this one, it only lasts not too long. Like you have quite a bit of product, but it starts to smell after a certain period of time. I think it says, God, this is so small. I think it says you're supposed to use it for 6 months. I was using it for like a year, and after 6 months it would start to act up. So I mean, what would you really expect from this brand? But yeah, it's not great. And then I have the Fresh Face Cheek and Lip Tint Aronia Berry Vitamin C and Hyaluronic Acid from Berry M. This is their blush in the shade Summer Rose. It's very like soft rose type of shade. This one is very soft, creamy, light texture. It's a beautiful one. It looks super natural, super soft, super healthy, very light pink, lasted forever. Like, this is a mini version, or like mini size. It lasted forever. I did not love the shade too much, but I've used it up. And this little guy, literally, it will last you forever. I don't even remember how long it took me, but I know it was half an eternity. I have two highlighters. Both are from Sheglam, from the Chroma Glow Bloom Liquid Highlighter Collection, and I have the shade Solar Flare and Flying Comet. I know I've used up the Flying Comet. This one is kind of like a pinky purple to gold multi-chrome liquid highlighter. The only thing that I don't like about them is that it has white base, and if you have a blush or any like face products underneath, it will kind of lift them and create like a white streak on your face, and it only will show up the color in a certain light, but in another light situations there will be white on your cheek, so that's not great. But the Solar Flare kind of worked. The one that really didn't work is the Flying Comet kind of worked, but the one that didn't work is the Solar Flare, which is kind of like a gold orange, almost reddish type of shade. Yeah, I still have like half of it left. It just doesn't really work that well, and it's just the white base is too strong. And then I only have lip products. So I have two matte liquid lipsticks, and I have the Oden's Alava matte lip. It's called Stain, but it's a lipstick in the shade Ripe Papaya. It's a beautiful kind of like a bricky reddish brown, but it is very drying. It's not a stain. If you're gonna take it out, you're gonna take everything out, or if you wait too long, it will just crust completely. Like, it doesn't really work as a stain. It's a matte liquid lipstick, and it looks beautiful and looks very blushy, but after a while my lips would become so dry, like after like an hour and a half, and then it starts to crumble, and you can't really, if you try to cover it with like a gloss or anything, it would just create a mess and a lot of texture, and you do have to like kind of scrape it from your face. And then I have the V Cosmetics Punk AF liquid lipstick. This one is a lot better than the previous one, but it still is pretty drying on the lips, and it's just not the nicest to wear for longer periods of time. Then another not so favorite product, Jesus Christ, is the Essence Cool Collagen in the shade 204 My Way. This one is the plum pink lipstick in this kind of like a rosy shade, kind of. The formula itself is really nice. It's more like that waxy lipstick, like hydrating lipstick, but I hate the tingling. I don't particularly wear this shade too much, and it's just not really great. And then the best lipstick, like a lipstick, is the Oden's Cream lipstick in the shade S102 Love Jasmine, and I've used that one up. As you can see, like, there's only this little noob, but you can't really use it properly because, like, you know, I could maybe use it as a blush, but that's about it. It's a beautiful packaging, by the way. Like, I love this packaging. But I was able to use this one up. It's beautiful, like kind of autumnal shade. It's like a brownie pink red. So I do really like this one, and it's a really comfortable formula, like a hydrating lipstick formula. Do like this a lot. And then I have a couple lip oils. So and like lip glosses. My least favorite, because of the packaging, it's the Catrice Tinted Lip Oil, a glossing glow in the shade Glow for the Show in number 30. This packaging is so stupid. First of all, the formula is really thick and like really juicy. The applicator is pretty big, so for my small lips, it doesn't really work. And every single time I close this, a bit of the lip oil will seep through around the packaging, so I don't know if you can see it, but it's so sticky and disgusting. So yeah, that one is not good. Then I didn't really like too much the Jelly Wow from Sheglam. This one is in the shade Apple something, right? Green Apple Envy. It's kind of weird because it's not oil, it's more like gelled up oily lip gloss. It's kind of weird texture, and the applicator is jumbo sized. I just can't use it because if I'm gonna try to use it on my small lips, it's gonna end up on my nose and on my chin as well. So I just don't like that. But I do like the packaging. If the applicator was smaller and the inside was different, I would like it. Then I have the Essence Algae with hydrating effect lip oil. I've added some red eyeshadow to make it like tinted, but the formula itself is really soft, nice. It has this small applicator and it's just a very nice hydrating formula that is easy to use, but a lot better formula because that one I genuinely feel like this one creates more like an occlusive layer, but what actually like really brings hydration and makes your lips plumper, just like from the hydration, not from any tingling or anything, is the Colourpop Luxe Lip Oils, and I had mine in the shade Hot Spark. It's kind of just like peachy orange. This one has the same applicator as the before, and this one is such a soft oil, and it definitely feels like a really, really soft oil that makes your lips so juicy and so nice and so gorgeous. So that one is my favorite. I haven't repurchased any of these because I have so many lip products that I want to go through, but I definitely want to make a purchase and have a couple of these lip oils so that I can use them and have fun with them because these are wonderful. And that's all the products. I can barely speak. It's like almost 11 in the evening. I'm gonna edit this in like a week probably for me because I have a couple of videos planned already, but I just wanted to pre-film this so that I don't have to stress myself when I'm working because it's Friday for me and I just, during the week I'm just so swamped with work that I usually don't have the energy to film. I barely have the energy to edit. So yeah, but that's everything for today. Let me know which of these products you would purchase or if you've had any of them and what was your experience with those. Let me know how you're enjoying this series so far because it's kind of coming to an end. There's only gonna be one more video, maybe two, but I think I'm only gonna do one. So definitely let me know, and let me know which part of this series was your favorite, which video was your favorite from this Empties ranking series. But anyways, I hope you've had a wonderful day and I'll be super happy to see you in the next video. And let me know if you would want me to count the total amount of used up products in last year, because I can definitely count it. So yeah, if you would be interested. I don't know, should I also I guess I'm gonna count like all of the products that I showed you in these videos, so it's also gonna be the decluttered products, kind of. But let me know if you would like that statistics. I can definitely do that. But that's everything for this video. Have a wonderful day and I'll be super happy to see you tomorrow with another look, with another video. So bye.